So we'll
She
wait.
needs her invite. I can resend it. Would that help?
Could you? Yeah, that would help. That might be the issue. Not really sure. But in the interest of time, I'll start the meeting. Oh, here she is. Oh, there's her chair at any rate. Okay, so Sean, we're ready to go, right?
Earth to Sean.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, okay.
Yes, we're all set.
Okay, great, thank you. Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Larchmont. Let the record show that it is Monday, December 21st, and the entire board is present. We also have with us Village Administrator Justin Dottino and Village Attorney Jim Stout and Village Treasurer Kimberly Gutwine. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I will get my flag up, and for the final time in 2020, we are going to do a synchronized Pledge of Allegiance on Zoom.
Good luck with that.
So we'll start. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We ended together. That was
not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
If we all watch Lorraine's lips,
Yeah,
that's the key.
that's the key. I saw it as soon as I slowed down and you watched my mouth. We were all synchronized. So that's great. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can see those pop-ups, but so I'd like to start this evening offering condolences to Chief Polway from the village board and the entire village of Larchmont on the passing of your father, William, this past week. Our hearts go out to you and your family, and we're thinking of you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. He was a good man, and he'll surely be missed.
I'm sure. I want to thank the DPW for their heroic efforts in cleaning up the first large snowstorm we've had in the past couple of years. Most of the snow came in the evening and nighttime hours, so they worked a very long day and managed to get the roads into very good passable condition by Thursday morning. And they were out bright and early this morning, as I heard the beeping of the truck on Chatsworth Avenue, cleaning up all the edges and the corners. So we appreciate their efforts. And thank you to the volunteer fire department for bringing Santa to town yesterday at the gazebo at Constitution Park. We appreciate their addition to the festivities of this very unusual holiday season. So it was definitely welcome. And I want to wish a belated Happy Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone here, the board, all the employees of the Village of Larchmont, and all of the residents and business owners as well. I hope everybody has a good, enjoyable time, but stays safe and remembers not to travel too far and to keep your bubbles small. We're almost at the end of this tunnel. We have to all behave really well for another 4 or 5 months. And hopefully at that point, we can all resume close to the life we remember from February of 2020. We do have an appointment to a committee this evening. I'm going to turn it over to Trustee Bauer, who is liaison to the Environmental Committee, to introduce our appointee this evening and explain a little bit about that.
Thank you so much, Mayor. So after 3 years, Kristen Anderson is stepping down as co-chair, and I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much to Kristen. She actually, I think, had become the chair right before I got on the board and became liaison. So it's been a fantastic 3 years working with Kristen. She's really done an amazing job moving the committee forward and keeping things organized and on track, and you know, has gotten quite a lot done as co-chair. She will be greatly missed, but luckily she's just, you know, remain on the committee even if she's not the chair. But replacing her is Sasha Nair, who has been a very long time member of the committee, is extremely passionate about the environment. I'm very excited to work with her as co-chair with Lisa McDonald, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'd like to appoint Sasha Nair as co-chair to the Larchmont Environmental Committee.
And this is for a 1-year term, correct?
2-year.
2-year term. Okay. And that's the one of the new policies of the environmental committee.
Yes, the idea is to have structured similar to the Chatsworth PTA, where so Lisa's finished up her first year, she'll serve her second year with Sasha's first year, and then she'll roll off, a new member will roll on. So you'll have one chair who's been there for a year before somebody new comes on to sort of keep the consistency and keep everything on track.
Great. Well, I think Sasha is going to be a wonderful addition to the co-chairmanship of the committee. So I'm very happy to ask for a second to your nomination to
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
So thank you very much to Sasha, and thank you to Kristen for really a job well done to sort of refocus and refocus the priorities of the environmental committee and really give it some structure. That
Absolutely.
it had
Really
started
worked very hard to re-energize and
Yeah.
really get everybody organized and have subgroups and subcommittees and really optimize the way that they can get things done, and it allows them to be a lot more successful in their endeavors.
So as we get later into the agenda and I discuss some of the resolutions we've passed at the previous work sessions, I just want to propose that one of the next committee charters that we might want to work on is for the environmental committee.
Absolutely.
And so some of the work that Kristen's done on that we can include in terms of terms, co-chairs, et cetera. Great, thank you. Next up, we have a public hearing, and this is a public hearing that we're going to open on proposed local law. I believe if it passes, it will be number 8 of 2020 to reduce the number of traffic commission members from 7 to 5. I'm going to, if I can give me just a moment, I will pull it up. Take me a sec. I have them all lined up, ready to go, but it doesn't work quite that easy. All right. Nope. Okay. Here we are. So I seek a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So this law is fairly simple. In village law and the creation of the traffic commission, it called for 7 members. We've found that 5 members tends to work better. 7 is sometimes a hard number to keep constant on the committee, and also then you have a harder time having a quorum for a meeting. So it has been requested we move that to 5. We recently made the same change with the planning board, really for the same reason. So we're just making that amendment to this code. And is there anyone out there in the audience who would like to
You want to formally
speak,
open?
or
the
a board
public
member,
hearing?
excuse me?
Do you want to, do you want to open the public hearing?
I
or-
did, Jim.
You did that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
right,
just
miss-
did. That's okay. Is there anyone out there who would like to speak? I'm going to stop the share for a moment so we can see if anyone who is attending raises their hand.
We did have
So-
a Stephen Lipkin raise his
Yes,
hand.
can you let Steve, yes, he can jump in for a minute.
All right, so Stephen, you're allowed to talk. You just have to unmute yourself.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Who was the person replacing Kristen Anderson?
Sasha Nar, S-A-S-H-A
Yes.
N-A-H-R, correct? Sarah?
N-
Yeah. N-A-H-R,
R. And what committee was that?
the Environmental Committee.
Environmental Committee. Okay, and she, what,
Mhm.
co-chair?
Yes, she'll be co-chair with Lisa McDonald.
Lisa, and that's McDonald. How's that now?
Is she an MAC?
I
So
think she's just MC.
MC, McDonald, like the burger joint.
Burger.
D-O-N-A-L-D, McDonald.
Yes.
Lisa McDonald, okay. And that's the Environmental Committee, Sasha Nair, N-A-H-R. Okay,
Right.
thank you. Oh,
Nope.
what was Kristen Anderson, K-R-I-S-T-I-N? I know you think this is funny, but if
No,
I,
I don't. It's just that we're in the middle of a public hearing and I.
I'll get off soon.
I thought you had a question on the public hearing.
Yeah.
I don't know how Kristen spells her first name. Is it an E or an
Yes.
I?
That's right. It's
E? Kristen with an E.
K-R-I-S-T-E-N,
Yes.
Anderson. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
No
Right.
questions on the law?
No, that's it.
Okay, good. All right. We'll see you later.
Okay,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Okay. Does anyone on the board have a question about the change to the law?
I do. Would there be any alternates?
no.
We don't
not for
have-
the Traffic Commission.
Yeah, we
When
don't
you
have
go
all.
from 7 to 5, would you keep 2 as an alternate?
We don't have, we're not knocking 2 people off the committee. We have 5 members current.
Right?
You could
Have a hard
potentially,
time
but they're not a
accepting.
deliberative necessarily.
And it's not like the planning board where like
Right.
they have like matters in front of them that they deliberate from week to week. The
With
Traffic Commission, we very rarely have matters in front of us, or in front of them.
Right. I mean, the planning board needs to have alternate members because every time they meet, they're supposed to be reviewing and making decisions and moving projects forward. There's a time clock on land use board decisions, which is not the case for the Traffic Commission. They're considering various requests and situations that have
Stop
been
signs
brought
and
to
things
their
like that where there's no real
attention,
time.
right?
So no issues with making a quorum is what you're saying.
That's why we're moving it from 7 to 5 because we.
Right, so 3 people is enough. Got it.
Yep. Okay, so no other questions. I seek a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Then I seek a motion to adopt local law number 8 to amend the Traffic Commission law to reduce the number of members from 7 to 5.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great, thanks. Next on our agenda is a report from the police chief. Chief Folway, take it away.
Good evening. Thank you, ma'am. I just have a few items on my report. First, concerning the holiday season, and certainly it is upon us, and residents are reminded to be aware of their surroundings when shopping and conducting business in the village. The holiday season is a time when busy people can become careless and vulnerable to theft and other holiday crime. Even though you may be rushed and thinking about many different things, please remember to stay alert. When shopping in Larchmont, always try and not leave valuables or electronic devices in your car, especially in plain view, as this may entice someone to break into your vehicle. Avoid carrying large amounts of cash, and if you are carrying cash, make sure it is in a secure place. If your credit card is lost, stolen, or misused, notify the police and the credit card issuer immediately. Cyber fraud and crimes are also on the rise, and residents are reminded to be vigilant for scams designed to steal their money and personal information. As you are aware, Larchmont is a very safe and convenient place to shop and dine during this season, and we certainly encourage people to come to the village to do so. All we ask is that use common sense and be alert when you're here in order to ensure that everyone has a safe and positive experience when in Larchmont. Also, police officers will be on daily foot patrols in the business districts in an effort to interact with the public and business owners and create a safe environment for those that are conducting business and shopping. Business owners are reminded to contact the police if they would like an escort while making deposits for their businesses at any time during the day. Next item is about package theft. And with the increase of online shopping, many residents are having packages delivered to their homes. As these shipments increase, so do the opportunities for criminals to steal your merchandise from your doorstep. When you increase opportunities, which is natural during the holiday season, we can expect to see a rise in the incidence of theft, which we have. There have recently been several reports of larcenies of packages from porches and front stoops. If anyone sees what they believe to be suspicious activity regarding package thefts, please report it to the police department immediately. Impaired driving. The holidays are known for being merry and bright, but they're also known for being the deadliest season when it comes to drunk driving. Every holiday season, lives are lost due to drunk driving. An average of 29 people in the United States die in alcohol-impaired vehicle crashes every day. And essentially, that's one person every 50 minutes. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everyone that if you're going to drink alcohol, don't drive. If you're going to consume alcohol, choose a sober designated driver or call a taxi or Uber to get home safely. The police department over the Christmas and New Year holidays will be on patrol to enforce driving while impaired laws and all New York State vehicle and traffic laws to keep all of our motorists and pedestrians safe. Next item is concerning snow removal. As we continue into winter and the possibility of more storms continues, please remember that residents and business owners are responsible for clearing any sidewalks in front of their property of snow and ice after the storm. Village law dictates that this is done within 24 hours of the precipitation event, or the responsible tenant could receive a court summons for lack of compliance. Village Law 245-11 specifically states that there should be a free and continuous passageway for a width of at least 3 feet within 24 hours of the time the snow event ends. Failure to comply could also result in the village DPW removing the snow or ice, and the cost of the labor can be assessed against the person responsible for the property. So for safety reasons, please be responsible and shovel your sidewalk. I actually happened to be on the phone with Chief Caparelli today, and as we were, a snow sidewalk complaint came in. So they are still trickling in, and we encourage people to get out there and make the paths clear, please. Next item is concerning social distancing. And as cases continue to rise in New York and Westchester County, everyone should be aware that we are still contending with the coronavirus and that physical distancing is not only important, but necessary to contain and prevent the spread of the virus. Crowds amplify the spread of the virus, so please keep a proper distance in any situation when you are not out in public. This is especially true during this holiday season, very important. Also, amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, all people in New York are required to wear a mask or face covering when out in public and in situations where social distancing cannot be maintained. Contact information. The police department and village would like to be able to contact you in the event of emergency. So if you have not enrolled to receive the village's mass callings and emails, please visit our website at villageoflarchmont.org and supply us with any contact information that you may have. And finally, just a reminder, as always, see something, say something. As we prepare to enjoy the holidays, I would like to remind everyone to stay vigilant in reporting any suspicious activity that may be observed. Our world can often be a violent and unpredictable place. So if you see something, say something. If you observe something that may be suspicious, please do not keep it to yourself. Call the Larchmont Police Department at 914-834-1000 or simply dial 911. This concludes my report for this evening, but I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. No?
Well, thank you.
Well, I'd like to take the, I'm sorry, ma'am, please.
Go right ahead.
I would just like to take the opportunity then to wish everybody a good, healthy, safe rest of the holiday season. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you,
And,
ma'am.
better things next year.
Yes, let's hope.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Chief Cabrelli.
Good evening, everyone. The Larchmont Fire Department responded to 809. Just as a comparison, in 2019 and 2018, it was 1,004. So we're down a little bit. I guess it's due to COVID. Things are quieted down a bit, but we're starting to pick up now with the holiday season and the cold weather coming back. But one medical alarm actually of note that I should mention, if you give me a minute to read this. On December 10th, 2020 at 23:59 hours, this department was dispatched to 2103 Palmer Avenue on a report of a woman having an asthma attack. Engine 33 with Lieutenant Martin and firefighter James Montemarano, who is here less than a year, he's one of our newer firefighters, immediately responded. Upon arrival, Sergeant John Dispenza and Police Officer Nick Fields were checking on the condition of the patient. It was quickly determined that the 57-year-old female was unresponsive and not breathing on the floor in the doorway of her apartment. Firefighter Montemarano set up the oxygen bag valve mask and began artificial respirations. After several minutes of difficult artificial respirations, a pulse check was conducted and the patient was found to be in cardiac arrest. CPR was initiated immediately with Sergeant Dispenza performing chest compressions, and the automatic defibrillator was applied by firefighter Montemarano. PO Fields entered the apartment and collected important medical information, while firefighter Montemarano prepared a dose of nasal Narcan for administration. One dose of nasal Narcan was administered by Lieutenant Martin. CPR continued for several minutes until the arrival of Larchmont Mamaroneck EMS. At that time, a pulse check again was performed with positive results. Artificial respiration was continued by the paramedic. He gained IV access, and soon after, the patient became semi-conscious and began breathing on her own. She was transported to Montefiore New Rochelle, where she regained full consciousness, and the patient was admitted to the hospital. And a timely, professional, and well-trained, well-equipped response of this department, along with the Larchmont Police, Larchmont Mamaroneck EMS, saved the life of a village resident. And I can tell you that she called me yesterday, and she was crying on the phone, and she was so happy of the effort of the whole village emergency staff to assist her in that time of need. And it really goes to show that it was a real true team effort. I'll continue with my report. I have 3 new applications to join the volunteer staff. All are in the vetting process and will be put before the board for final approval as soon as the process is complete. The volunteer staff conducted a Winter Wonderland drive-by this past Sunday. By all accounts, it was a successful event, and I would ask Fire Commissioner Trustee Finelli, who is also a volunteer firefighter, to include that report in his report, please. Firefighter Pilla and Firefighter Manane, our newest firefighters on the career staff, graduated from the Westchester County Career Fire Academy this past Friday. They joined 23 other recruits from all over Westchester County who will begin serving the residents of their communities. This week. They are looking forward to beginning their career here in Larchmont on Wednesday. So I'll bring them around to say hello to everybody. The funds for the Assistance to Firefighters grant for the turnout gear washer and dryer that we were awarded have been received and have been dispersed. The equipment is installed and it is operational. Now we can maintain and sanitize the turnout gear at a minimal cost to the village, and this greatly increases the health and safety of our firefighters, being able to eliminate toxins from their gear on an as-needed basis. Switching to my role as code enforcement officer, I have been still busy with the outdoor dining structures, finalizing the last ones to be erected and coordinating the elimination of the barricades that aren't being in use anymore. We're getting to the end of that now. It seems to be working out pretty well. I've been policing the basketball hoops that are around the village. There were a few that were actually in the street, and it was interfering with the plowing of the snow this past storm. So a few residents got a notice from me to remove the basketball hoops from the street. Others that were overhanging the roadway can also pose a danger because the hoop is at the same level as the windshield of the large plows that go by. So it's pretty dangerous for the drivers. So I ask all the residents, if they do have a basketball hoop that overhangs the roadway, to please pull it back a bit. And I thank Chief Polway for mentioning the snow removal, because I've been busy with that also. As he said, I got another call today as we were speaking on the phone, but not too many. Most residents are being respectful and shoveling their walkways. That concludes my report. And I, like the chief, would also like to wish everyone a happy and healthy New Year and a belated Happy Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Chief. Merry Christmas to you and your
Thank
family. I should have mentioned at the beginning the winter dining. It's looking pretty good, even though we had maybe it adds atmosphere. The snow adds some atmosphere to it, but this was the first test for us of we were taking a big chance keeping things set up and moving forward with outdoor dining. And to have a snowstorm like this early in December was unwelcome and a surprise, and but a good test, and we passed it. Structures were fine. DPW did a great job plowing alongside the barriers. And everybody's operational. The day after the storm, I saw people sitting in the domes enjoying lunch. I do want to say to folks that and thank One Larchmont for fundraising and providing those structures to the businesses. If you go on the One Larchmont website, they have listed there the protocol that has been given to all of the restaurant owners who are operating domes or greenhouses, which lays out the requirements for cleaning between seatings, ventilation and airing out between seatings, et cetera, to maintain a safer environment for those who use those structures. And thank you for all your hard work on this. I know that the restaurant owners really appreciate the efforts we've made to provide them with additional capacity during this season. Chief.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm paying attention.
I'm sure this is a test.
Thank you very much.
Mayor, I just want to mention, at this time of the year, I'm feeling particularly grateful that we have police and fire that can actually save the life of one of our citizens. I mean, it's really, it's just really heartwarming to hear that can be done in our village. And thank you very much, both of you, to your teams, and also to EMS, who's not represented here tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And thanks for the code enforcement. So from the important stuff to the less important stuff, but it's all important. And it's great to see the increased efforts in that area as well.
This storm, there was less people that did not shovel. If you could agree or disagree, Chief, I'd appreciate it. But less people did not shovel the snow. I'm sorry, more people shoveled the snow this year. Is that correct, Chief? We have got less complaints. Oh, I'm frozen.
I would agree, and potentially because so many people are homebound, that there were more people to do the work, and it was more of an effort to get out and separate themselves for a little while. So yes, that we've used that to our advantage, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think you're right. I think that did make a big difference. There were whole families home and they were all out with shovels.
Yeah.
At least in my neighborhood, really early. All right, thank you very much. Next up on the agenda, we have a report from our attorney, Jim Stout.
Nothing except to wish everybody a peaceful and happy Christmas and New Year and belated Hanukkah. Here's to a better 2021.
Thank you, Jim. Same to you and your family. Treasurer Gutwine, I'm going to move you to number 10. When you do the bond resolution, you can speak as well. Next up will be trustee reports. We'll start with Trustee Finelli.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to state that the Village of Larchmont Recreation Department has a wonderful active schedule for all those that are interested in playing paddle tennis. There's adult clinics, there's adult round robins. There's quite a bit of paddle tennis going on this winter. If you're interested, please go to recreation@villageoflarchmont.org. As the chief and the mayor had commented earlier, it was a great turnout for the residents on a Santa into the Constitution Park, and a huge turnout. We think we had about 150 cars. But I want to thank Paula Jackson and her family, Scott, Corey, and Brittany, the LFD event team, the Larchmont volunteer firefighters, Teresa Finelli, Jerry Gervais, Carol Hutter, Steve Reyes, Johnny McMillan, he's the new recruit. I know he needs his medical. United States Associates for donating the lighting and the audio systems, the Larchmont Fire Department, the Larchmont Police Department for securing Larchmont Avenue, the DPW for working with the police on the safety scene, the LFD volunteers who showed up and kept the residents safe. Everybody was CDC compliant. John Adams was kind enough to give us some additional flashlights, and it was a very safe scene, and everybody felt really good about it. I saw a lot of people come in and they left there very jolly and happy, and the kids were singing to the music that we had, and it was really a nice event. And once again, if you're all interested in becoming a volunteer firefighter, we're in a winter recruitment phase. We'd love to have some new recruitments. As the chief had mentioned earlier, we've got 3 applicants. So there was a little bit of some excitement going on, and we're looking to create more excitement. It's life lessons that you will use for the rest of your life, what you learn here in the fire department. A great group of people, the professionals as well as the volunteers. You'll learn a lot. It's the place to be. Any questions, you can give me a call, 914-403-2387. Or if you go by the firehouse, the chief might let you in with the COVID restrictions, not sure. But we're certainly interested in talking to you and seeing what's going on. Thank you very much for that. I as well want to wish everybody a happy holiday, happy New Year, because we won't see you before then. Travel well, be safe, be smart, love your family, and take care of yourself. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Bubba. Trustee Bauer.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
On the screen. Sorry. Nothing for you.
Nothing to report. I just want to wish everybody happy holidays.
Thank you. Trustee Herman.
Nothing to report, but happy holidays to everyone, to the board. It's a pleasure to work with each and every one of you, and to the staff, Justin, Kimberly, and everyone else on the team. We really do appreciate how hard you work throughout the year. We know it's been a really difficult year, and thanks for stepping up.
And Trustee Furman.
I forgot to mention Jim. Wait, thank you, Jim. You're the best counselor a village could have.
Well, well said, Trustee Herman. I don't have anything to report, but on behalf of the various boards and the committee that I serve as liaison to, I'd like to wish everyone in our community a very healthy and happy holiday season.
Thank you very much. Next up is the administrator, Mr. Dettino.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing specific to report tonight other than just, again, extending the wishes of happy holidays and happy new year to everybody. All those in TV land as well, of course. But sincerely, thank you for everything this year. It was a tough year, but everyone was very flexible. We adapted with the need for change, and I think we did so with class. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Number 10, resolutions. We'll move to Treasurer Gutwine, who can give a report if she has, and then tee up our bond resolution.
Pull the
Thank
mute.
you, Mayor.
There we go.
I have a brief report on the second quarter financials.
Thank you.
General fund appropriations for second quarter were approximately 46% spent as of November 2020 compared to 52% in 2019. There is a savings of $68,000 in workers' compensation. There is no evidence of other material variances and expenditures in the second quarter. The general fund revenue other than property taxes are $1,787,981 through November 2020, compared with $2,625,662 for the same period of last year. This represents a decrease of $837,681 from 2019 to 2020. The primary factor are the reductions in transportation and recreation revenue related to the pandemic. We expect lower than normal revenue with the absence of in-person activity and on both revenue and expenditure side. The financial landscape, however, demonstrates that the decline in revenue is cushioned by the decline in expenditures, and that the net difference will probably be within range of the contingency line, therefore not necessarily requiring any use of our fund balance. Okay.
We hope that holds for the rest.
Yes, we do. And now we're moving on to the resolution. I'm asking the board to adopt the bond resolution dated December 21st, 2020, the resolution authorizing the issuance of $625,000 bond of the Village of Larchmont, Westchester County, New York, to pay the cost of improvements to village parking lots, including pay stations in and for said village.
Okay. I'm going to ask Administrator Dottino. I'm pulling up, sorry, I sound distracted, but it's because I'm trying to share the resolution on the screen.
Oh.
And there I have it.
Okay, great.
Finally. Okay, just took me a bit. Let's make that readable. Here's the resolution.
Yes.
So Administrator Dottino, this is a project that this board, specifically myself and Trustee Herman, have been working on for at least 2 years. It's a very long time. Starting to come to fruition. This bond resolution is in advance of the implementation of paid parking in the village, but perhaps you can explain a little bit about what's included here and give one more time a short overview of the project, because you have given full presentations several times over the last year and a half.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Yes. Assuming that folks have seen the previous presentations, essentially this is now the funding mechanism to implement parking improvements, specifically paid on-street parking in both business districts, both Palmer Avenue and Boston Post Road business districts. The bulk of the cost is the pay stations, or kiosks as they are known. These are not single space meters that you would see in typical fashion, a post and a meter at each space. These meters are usually located in strategic locations on the sidewalk in the amenity strip, and they will be used to cover between 10 to 15 or more meters or more spaces rather for on-street payment. This is not the only way residents, merchants, and persons that visit the business district can pay for parking. They will be able to pay by a pay app, the Passport Pay app, which right from their cell phone, or at the meter using either cash or credit card. The kiosks will also be located in our parking lots, and all of the various zones will be listed based on the meter that you show up at. So if you're at a meter on Larchmont Avenue, Boston Post Road, that zone is going to be prompted. You may see a different zone if you were paying at a meter on lot 3, for example. So, and again, in addition to the meters, which at this point we have a very good cost estimate for, we're going to piggyback on an existing contract which in layman's terms means someone else did the heavy lifting of putting together a lengthy purchasing contract. They went out to bid, and now because there's language in there that says we can use their contract if it meets the New York State's competitive bid criteria, we will, if it's advantageous to us. And we believe it is. The contract that we're purchasing these meters on is as cheap as I found to get the meters. And again, I guess there's a bulk in quantity working in that favor, where they expect to sell more meters based on that contract. So the company gives them a better bid price. In addition, we're going to purchase new signage in our parking lots and on the streets to very clearly identify the rules, regulations, and locations of all the parking. We also will implement a advanced high-tech way of enforcing, known as an LPR, license plate reader, that's actually on the streets as we speak, and that serves a number of things. The LPR, or license plate reader, will be able to scan the license plates on street and on the off-street lots to know whether that license plate or that vehicle is currently paid up for parking wherever it's parked, and or if it's a permit holder in the respective lot. The system will also vastly improve our overtime parking, or time limit parking as it's known, as we have it now. So right now, anywhere in the village that doesn't have a posted sign restriction is 4-hour time limit. And we get many calls from residents that are concerned about vehicles sitting in front of their home all day long when the limit is 4 hours. And it's very difficult for us to enforce that, but this car and this software will help enforce time limit parking using what's called geo-chalking. So again, the whole package here is pay stations, new and improved, the signage, a vehicle to enforce, and the proper equipment to enforce it with. And then finally incorporated the board at the, I don't want to say at the last moment, but nearing the end of our discussions, decided that we need to jump on the promise of improving the lots. And one way to do that was to put money in this pot, so to speak, to hire a professional engineer to design or redesign rather one of the parking lots. And the lot we selected was the Gilder Street lot. So very, very soon after we're allowed to start drawing on this money, we have a proposal from a firm. We're going to engage that firm to begin the redesign to maximize the number of spaces in the Gilder Street lot, maximize the aesthetics, and lay out a capital improvement program, or capital improvement project rather, to get that done as we start to realize this dedicated revenue source from the on-street paid parking. So that, I think that covers most of it, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if there's anything else out there. And just by the way, this is a roll call resolution when you're ready to go.
Correct. For those who are listening and are wondering, we're bonding, which means we're borrowing money for this project. I want to discuss just very briefly the other side of the equation, which is that the treasurer has worked on a draft of a special revenue fund, which the board would be creating. It will receive the revenue from the paid parking, and then the debt service for this borrowing will be paid through that revenue. The board has committed that some portion of this money will be used for capital projects that relate in some way to transportation. So that is parking lot redesign, improvements to streetscape, road paving, sidewalks, etc. And as you mentioned, we did think that if we had the redesign done along with this borrowing, we would be ready to hit the ground running as soon as there's enough money in the account beyond that which is required to pay the debt service. And we could get that project going very quickly and have a tangible benefit to this addition and change in the village. Did I leave anything off, Trustee Herman?
No, nothing other than It's really, this is such a critical milestone in this project, which has been going on for almost 2 years. And it's great to see that we're at this point, and we hope to realize some revenue from this. Let me just say, before the end of next calendar year, and maybe if we're lucky by the end of this fiscal year.
If I could just add, I just wanted to highlight anyone seeing this for the first time, $625,000 seems like a very large number for the village. The board and treasurer, as well as myself, really worked hard on some assumptions as to the full cost of the project, the full cost of this program against the anticipated revenue. And even on a very conservative basis, we believe that this project, this endeavor of paid on-street parking will be very cash positive, and the taxpayers, or the property tax portion of the village's revenue, will not be carrying this project. We expect that this will be self-sustaining and then some. And again, the lifespan of this bond resolution is a 5-year bond authority. Basically, we can issue this debt for 5 years, and we expect it to be fully paid off in 5 years. And just furthermore, just because we're authorized to borrow up to $625,000 doesn't mean we necessarily will. And the hope certainly is to only borrow what we actually need to do the project properly, and anything that is unused will just automatically go to paying off the difference. So if we only spend $590 is all we spend, and that remaining balance will just be, washed away.
Right, it'll go back to debt service.
Correct.
And one of the next steps that the board will be tasked with is reviewing the draft special revenue fund that Treasurer Gutwine has created, and also working on a resolution as to how that fund will work, and what will go in and out of it, and everything that has to do with that fund and how it's going to be used. So we need a roll call vote. Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So I first have to seek a motion, and then I take votes, yes? So I seek a motion to approve the bond resolution.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, so Trustee Herman.
Yes, enthusiastically.
Myself, yes. Trustee Froman.
Absolutely, yes.
Trustee Finelli.
Yes.
Trustee Bauer.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Treasurer Gutwine, for getting this bond resolution ready for us this week. And to everyone who's worked on this project so far, I look forward to moving to the next step.
Thank you. I'd like to also wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday.
Thank you. Same to you.
Likewise to yourself.
Next on the agenda are the announcing resolutions that were set at previous work sessions. I'd like to let everyone know that pursuant to Governor Cuomo's Executive Order 203, this board did create an ad hoc police reform and reinvention collaborative. We had our first meeting a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago almost. And we have our second meeting tomorrow evening at 5:30. That is listed on the village calendar. And you can check there for a link to listen into that meeting. I just want to now thank all of the village residents and others who are on the committee and are so far doing a really good job. And we thank everyone for volunteering and for being involved in that effort. We also passed resolutions to create a charter of operations, which I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, for the Finance and Budget Committee. We also created one and passed a resolution to approve it for the Parks and Trees Committee. And at the work session held prior to this board meeting, we also approved a resolution to pass a park policy, a village park policy, This is the first of what we think will be at least 2 or 3 park policies. This one pertains exclusively to public-private partnership capital projects, a lot of P's in there, capital projects in village parks. And I want to thank especially Trustee Herman for helping not only spearhead this, but doing a lot of the drafting work on getting these done. It's a really good move towards, improved governance, which is what we're always trying to do.
Thank you, Mayor. I do want to just make one point because we said we would during the Finance and Budget Committee discussion. There was some talk about how many people should be on the committee, and
Right.
we went back into the archives to get a little bit of history at the suggestion of one of the people who was participating in the last discussion. And so what we found was that in 05 and 06, there were 12 and 11 members on Finance and Budget respectively. But after that, from 07 to now, there were no fewer than 3 and no more than 5 members on the committee. And so where we landed, 5 members on the committee really makes sense and is keeping with the history of the past 15 years, 13 years.
13 years. Yes, correct.
So I just wanted to make sure that the board knew that because we had an extended discussion about that last time.
Yes, we did. So we were basing on our knowledge and experience of the past 13 years. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here are those persons who wish to address the board. Number 11, is there anyone in the attendee area who would, I see Steve Lipkin would like to, he raised his hand and here he comes.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Hi, Steve.
Good. I need details on that rescue of the asthmatic victim from the fire department. Who were the fire people, Dispensa and Montesano or something like that? Who and when was it, by the way?
Okay, Chief Camparelli can give you the details. Would it be better would it be more helpful if he emailed you that or?
Do you have my email, Chief?
No, sir.
It is. Steve Lipkin, STEVELIPKEN @gmail.com.
Perfect.
Try to do it tonight because I've got a deadline, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
You hear that, Chief? You have your orders.
I'll send it to you right now.
Get that out tonight.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks and happy holidays, Steve.
Thanks, you too.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the board?
There are no other.
No
hands
other.
raised at this time.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So next up, we approve the minutes of the meetings. Give me just a moment. I'd like to pull them up. Okay, so first up, we have the minutes of the regular meeting of Monday, November 16th, 2020. We were all present, so everyone can vote. I seek a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I don't know, did the screen change for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Perfect. Minutes of the work session held on Monday, November 16th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
For those watching, this is an important work session where we did some accounting cleanup that had long been undone, and we were very happy that Treasurer Gutwine helped us accomplish this goal and close out several capital projects and clean up our capital project list. So again, thank you for that, Treasurer Gutwine.
And this sheet is posted on the website and it's been updated. So
On the Treasurer's page.
yes, on the treasurer.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And the final is the approval of bills.
Great. I just want to make sure I'm approving or I'm setting this up correctly, Mayor. The list that I have is a list of bills paid in advance, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, at the moment, it's set up and it looks like our normal invoice list. So that's fine. What I'm going to recommend is I have reviewed a representative sample of the bills, the invoices associated with the bills paid in advance, and I recommend ratification of those payments in the amount of $363,604.79. Sorry, that wasn't smooth.
We got it though.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. And I think that concludes our meeting. And again, I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and a reminder in these final days to shop local.
Thank you, Mayor. Same to you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
LMC TV.
Thanks, LMC.
Happy holidays.